Hi, you're welcome to Blossom with me. If this is the first time you're here, thank you for coming. And if you're always here, thank you. I'm happy to see you again. If you've been here for a while, you would know that I said we were going to talk about a topic, celebration scissors, when we talked about celebrating friends and family. Oh, she still remembers. Yes, I do. I didn't forget at any time. And very recently, I was reading something in my daily devotional, and the person titled it, Choosing Celebration. Choosing Celebration. Yeah, we always say it, let's choose to celebrate. And one point that the person made there that I loved so much was that the opposite of envy is celebration. You heard that? And when we talked about celebrating one another, friends and family, one of the strong points on my mind, and I think a few people mentioned it, why we may not be able to celebrate others, is if we are envious of them. Envy is a major celebration season. So as I speak, is there anyone you are envious of? There's a way out. Just celebrate them. Just celebrate them. Cheer them on. Of course, from your heart. Not just, you know what I mean. And how can you do this? I thought I would bring a personal story into this. It happened long ago. But the person is still in my life and very close to me, and it's someone you know if you have been with me on this channel long enough. So when we were undergraduates, my bestie, Ihoma, she was this straight A girl. You know when I say straight A? Straight A and A plus, if there could be A10 pluses, she was that kind of girl. I did very well. I had a mix of A's and B's. And it was obvious, as if without struggle. When I say as if without struggle, I say I know this girl very well. We read together, we did everything together, we shared room, we went to the same fellowship, we had the same friends, we did things together every time, every moment. We were inseparable. And I was getting my good grades too. You know what? If there wasn't any such person by me, I would have, my grades were good, and I would have felt very good that I was getting good grades. But with this girl by my side, that thing called envy crept in. So as we were going through the seasons, the sessions, I was always second. You know what it means to be second. Very good grades, but second. But did you hear what I said? But second. Now what did I do? I loved this girl so much. I still do. How do you overcome that envy in that case? What would you do? Just a moment. Think about it. What would you do? Then I'll tell you what I did. I celebrated her. I always celebrated her achievements, and that from deep within. And anything I could do to help her achieve more, I did. Again, very recently, I was reading through some letters I wrote to my husband. Then we were courting or dating. Yes, when we were dating. You probably remember that I mentioned our letters and said we were going to do a book about them. Never mind, that book is going on. You'll hear more about it. Anyway, so back to me and my friend Ihoma. I saw in the letters where I mentioned to my husband to be then, oh, please pray for Ihoma. Project is getting delayed. Please, can you help us take Ihoma's project to the bindery. Please, can you help us find someone who can give information about what she's doing, and a lot of things about me praying for her, cheering her on. So I was so happy to see them. And what are we saying? If you find that you have envious feelings towards a friend, a family member, of course it will have to, most likely somebody that is close to you. Do something positive. Celebrate that person's achievement. Cheer that person on. Encourage the person. Give the person the needed push. And those feelings will let go of you. Jonathan and David in the Bible, if you know the story, it's very familiar. But if you don't know it, Jonathan was meant to be the next king of Israel. But God chose David instead. Jonathan was the heir apparent. His dad, Saul, was the king. So he was going to be the next king. But God chose David instead. What did Jonathan do? We don't know the backstory. He may have had his struggles. He may have had moments of feeling jealous, feeling bitter, because he had been hopeful, rightly so, that he was going to be the next king. But when we saw their relationship on the outside, Jonathan had dealt with those feelings the same way that I dealt with those feelings deep within me and trashed them and said, "You're not going to take control of my friendship." Jonathan had dealt with those feelings, and he was there to help David, to save David, to protect David. There were times when King Saul wanted to kill David. Jonathan covered for him. He shielded him, protected him from his dad. He and his dad had a quarrel over Jonathan's protection of David. And Saul nearly killed Jonathan, his son. Say, "You are protecting this guy who is going to take your place. What a foolish boy you are." But Jonathan kept on protecting his friend, speaking good to him and encouraging him. And at a point he said to him, "Look, you are going to be king and I will be your next in command." Can you beat that? That was a great thing to have done. Instead of envy, he encouraged. So instead of envy, you can celebrate and you can encourage the person. Thank you again for joining me today. Remember, celebrate instead of envy. Encourage, protect instead of envy. And you would have dealt with that celebration scissor called envy. What are the other celebration scissors? What are the other things that stop us from celebrating friends and family? If you know of any such, please drop in the comment section and maybe suggest how we can overcome such. If you've liked this video, don't forget to click like. If you haven't subscribed, it's another good time to do so. Just click it, subscribe, and it's done. Share with others, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, thank you again. God bless you. Bye.